I don't know how he got me. I don't know what happened, but I got arrested. I don't know. That was very weird. Anyway, so please welcome your next comedian, the very funny, the very scientific, the very brainy Andrew Fehrenbach.
Okay, thank you for that wonderful introduction. Yes, first and foremost, I am a scientist. That is super important from what I'm about to say. So, and unlike many other people, it's very unusual for scientific people to be religious. True story. But it is, however, completely normal for scientists to be really, really superstitious. I mean, but enough about that. Let's have a brief diversion because, as you may have noticed, I am in fact white. So, and just as the Native American people of America, they have what they call a rain dance, which I'm not going to try and imitate, but it involves lots of shouting and stamping and circles. But did you know there is in fact a British rain dance, which I can demonstrate for you? It's very straightforward. Here's how it goes. Ooh, it's a nice sunny day. I think we should have a picnic. This magically causes clouds to happen. Or there's the advanced rain dance. Ooh, it's perfect barbecue weather. Let's run down to Tesco's, get all the burgers and sausages we can, and go to the park. You are guaranteed a hailstorm if you say these magical words. And you all think I'm kidding, but no, this is a serious thing in Britain. You know, you look out the window in the morning and you see glorious sunshine. If you want to spoil it, just say the P word or the B word, picnic or barbecue, kaboom. A friend of mine, she managed to beat reality because she knew this rule. And she knew if I do the white person rain dance, it's going to be ruined. So she and her friends planned a pumpkin. They used that word, a different P word. And so they phoned their friends. They said, for the pumpkin, let's get all the sausages, let's get all the charcoal. And they had a wonderful pumpkin in the park without any clouds because they avoided the rain dance. And yet the nature of the universe, that's where superstition all comes from. And now drifting back to my glorious career as a scientist is that, yes, similarly, you know, in my work, then I produce lots of stuff for lots of people. People ask me for things. And it's the strangest thing. Anytime I had bad news for someone, if there was a setback, if things had gone wrong, if I had to add 48 hours to my estimate, they're going to be there. I'm going to go to their office and sure enough, they're there to receive the howlingly bad news that I'm so sorry, I cannot deliver for Friday. How's next Tuesday for you? But if I have everything done, dusted, and ready to hand over to them, were they there? I don't think so. No. Instead, oh, didn't you know she's off on 2 weeks in Tenerife? And similarly, people realized that this was how the world worked. When I complained to them, where exactly were you when I had the great news that I finished ahead of schedule? And so people started ordering stuff for me right before going on holiday, like going to the bathroom in a restaurant and your food gets served. They would know. They run off for an enchanting sunny vacation. They come back. I will have not encountered any problems and I'll have their stuff ready for them. This is true. This is genuine. Heck, I should be publishing a paper on that instead of what I do work for. And similarly, many years ago, because I have worked for the same boss for a long, long, long time, and our group was divided into two buildings. And so I was in building A, let's call it, and some friends of mine were in building B. And scientists, as well as being intellectuals, are very lazy people. And so rather than spend 5 minutes walking from building B to A to talk to the boss, they thought, I know, let's try phoning him. But he wouldn't pick up. So they would phone my office and they'd say, is the boss in his office? Simple enough. I would go over to the boss's office, stick my head round the door, sure enough, he's there. And I would go back to the phone and I would say, yes, the professor is in the office. And as soon as my hand closed the phone line, then when my friend is on their way, they're 5 minutes out, like some kind of cartoon character, the boss would shoot out the door to places unknown, and I would look like the boy who cried professor every single time. And so, being a white person who's familiar with the white person rain dance, I thought, right, I know where I'm going wrong, it's the words I'm using. And so, I decided, let's mix things up a little. So next time I got the phone call saying, is the professor there? I want to chat to him about something serious. And I'm like, aha, go stick my head around, and you never saw me, so it isn't that. And I would say, the eagle is in the nest. Repeat, the eagle is in the nest. And bless my soul, sure enough, break the connection. 5 minutes later, my friend turns up and catches him in action every single time. And it's not like he was listening for the professors in the office. Magically, the eagle is in the nest. Guaranteed that my boss would be there, vulnerable and ready for chatting to. It's not like he was trying to avoid people, but this, this is a reproducible scientific result that I, managed to create. But anyway. So, enough about that. Where was I? Okay, so... This is a brand new routine, so I'm basically making this up as I go along, practically. And similarly, as a scientist, at the end of your PhD, to prance around calling yourself doctor, which I can do, and basically, yeah, exactly, you have to hand in a big-ass thesis, and that's intimidating and unpleasant enough. But then, after you hand over this thesis, imagine a job interview on steroids. They get an expert from the building that you work in who should know you maybe, so maybe they think you're okay. So to avoid bias, they get an expert in from outside in the big world who's like an expert as well, who's clearly going to grill you like the white person's barbecue that isn't rained off. But what they didn't consider is the human element, is because when they got the internal expert, who was a very prestigious lady who I admire a great deal, naming no names, but what they didn't consider is that the external expert was the single biggest fanboy of her ever. And so when my dreaded Viva came up and there was her in the office and then there was this guy next to me, he was just like practically buzzing like he was at a Comic-Con going, I cannot believe I'm sitting next to her. She's so amazing. I am just such a big fan. And so when he was meant to be barbecuing me over coals, instead he was like, I still can't believe I'm sitting next to her. Like, really, I'm sharing the same space. Genuinely, instead of asking me an awkward question, he was like, that paper you published last year, it was amazing. And I'm just like, yes, best day ever. I mean, I had the easiest Viva because one of my internal examiners was too busy going, she's here, she's actually here. Oh, but I was unusually lucky. I mean, usually Viva's going for hours and people genuinely are roasted. Mine are 1 hour, 15 minutes. When I came out, people asked where I hid the bodies because nobody should have finished that quickly. True story. Oh, where was I? Yes. One last segment. Oh, sorry. Oh, Trat, I should not have turned that off. Anyway. So also when you're trying to publish a scientific paper, you have to, unlike a thesis, it's much smaller, but still, you have to sort of send it away, and then they'll get 2 different reviewers to have a look at it and tell you what they want to change. And it's another cliche that you'll get some feedback back that says, oh, I think you misspelled this, or could you talk a bit more about that? But I swear, I don't know where they get the second reviewer from, because he always seems to be having some kind of PTSD. I mean, I imagined, or he just hates science or hates everything. I mean, I picture the conversation in the journal headquarters. It's like, okay, we've got reviewer 1, he's an expert in his field, he's really, really great. Now, how about reviewer 2? And it's like, well, there's this guy, he's just gone through a messy divorce, his cat got run over, his son ran away to the circus, and his 2 favorite members of staff ran away with each other. Perfect! Give him the reviewer 2 position. Because I swear it's always the way. You get one reviewer that just says, yeah, there's a typo in figure 2. While the second one's like, I hate you, I hate everything. No, I don't think you should publish this at all. No. I want 16 more experiments or else. And this happened to me too. I mean, but that's the process. That's the way that science has to be. I mean, just like, death checks for Chuck Norris under his bed. Scientists check for reviewer 2 under their bed before they go to sleep. Because they know this guy's like, I hate you, I hate all science. I hope nobody publishes anything ever. Yeah, okay, it works better in a scientific audience. Thankfully, Area here is enjoying it immensely. Oh, hey, you guys have been more than wonderful. Thank you so much.
Right, the fucking football, I think the one wants the snake.